You know, they always say starting is the hardest part. All right, welcome back to This Is Here. I'm Adam Schechter, the school-based technology specialist, or as I like to call myself, the instructional technology coach here at John R. Lewis High School in Fairfax County, Virginia. And this podcast is primarily about unique educational experiences, a lot of times infusing different technology and gear into educational experiences. And that's actually what we're going to talk about today, as we will continue our series of tools of the storyteller. And today we are going to talk about wireless microphones, particularly small wireless microphones. Like right now, this is the Rode Pro. It is a wireless microphone set that allows you to record two mics at the same time in the same receiver. And if you're watching on video, so this is available on YouTube as well. I'm going to show you some of the ways that you can use these microphones and how it works. Obviously, if you're listening as the podcast, it'll make sense too. So we'll make sure that we cover that as well. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what these wireless microphones do and why they're so important. And what I have found is that these little microphones are very much like a Swiss Army knife of mics. First of all, most of them out of the box can record just using this. So this is the microphone. You don't actually need to plug in anything. And again, you can record two at the same time. What's also really awesome about these is you can record from other sources. So you can, say, plug them into a soundboard and then use that to record. We're even doing instances here where you plug them into the headphone jack of a soundboard as a transmitter, and then you receive it in the camera wirelessly, wherever your cameras are set up, and we do live shots in our auditorium and things like that. So they have a lot of different uses that I'll talk a little bit more about today. Most of what I want to talk about is instructional, and so we'll get to that. So Rode makes what they call the Micros, and the Micro series is probably the most affordable wireless microphone set that Rode makes, and also has a ton of features. So they make a model that has both USB-C and Lightning, like two different sets, depending on which one you need. The USB-C based Micro can also plug into computers and act as a microphone into your computer. And I think that's what really makes it really valuable. If you do have an older iPhone, then the Lightning model works well for that, for iPads that use Lightning as well. But obviously we're moving more towards the USB-C setup here. And also we have that issue with phones and phones being allowed in schools. So you might want to look at the USB-C model. They also make a model that has the USB-C as well as a 3.5 millimeter output. And that actually looks like this. So one of these guys. And these are how you can plug that small micro set into a camera. I'll actually talk a little bit more about that later. And what's even great about having a 3.5 millimeter connection is that it can plug into a lot of cameras, including ones that have XLR inputs with an adapter, and that's not really that big of a deal. All right, so if you're going to go a little more, and if you're willing to kind of upgrade, I am using the Pros right now, and also Rode has the Wireless Go 3s. So both of those are a little bit different. The Wireless Go 3s as well as the Pros, they essentially look like these. And what's awesome about them is that they are recorders as well as transmitters. So that's not something the Micro has, but the Go's and the Pros have that feature. So these are like onboard recorders, and they record separately. So you can use this transmitter and plug it into your computer, and you're going to pull out the sound files directly onto your computer or Chromebook or something else that you have going on. Even your phones, like it could upload to that as well. And right now I'm kind of wearing this Pro. So if you're like, where is the microphone today? That's because I'm using the Wireless Pro as my microphone instead of the normal like big condenser microphone that I have here, or the podcast recorder as well. So you are getting a sample of what the quality of these microphones are. So the Pro also comes with an accessory kit. So it actually gives you like another box with all sorts of fun stuff in there, including a lot of the cables that you need. So it will come with like USB-C and USB-C cables. It'll also come with a USB-C to Lightning cable. And it also, the Pro model comes with lav mics. So these are clippable microphones that you can use with the transmitters. And what's kind of neat about it is that you need them or not, it's really a personal preference. They also have a magnetic clip. So if you are interested, they do have like a clip that will go like this, and you put it in your clothes. You put this magnet under your clothes and put this here, and it'll clip together. So that's another way that you can kind of mount these microphones, more or less, like wherever you want. The magnets work really well. So when we talk about how you connect these to cameras, so kind of talking about some of the functionality, it is, depending on your camera. So right now I have like this camcorder right here. So a camcorder like this, as long as you have a microphone input, so this has its microphone input here at the bottom, you can use this set of microphones on that camera. So this is the receiver. So this is where the microphones are going to be plugged into. And right now these mics, you'll see, they have like little audio levels going back and forth. So the receiver, you take the 3.5 millimeter plug, and then you plug it into this, to the receiver, and then you plug it into the microphone like that. So this is how you can use it on a camera. So it's pretty easy. If you have a camera, let's say like a bigger one, like these are some of the camcorders that we have here in the studio, and they have XLR inputs, you can get a adapter from Rode. It works out really well. It's got just a regular plug here, and much like the other ones, you would just simply take your cable, and then you just plug it into the adapter, and then you plug the other end to the receiver. So these work out really well. You can also look up, of course, XLR to 3.5 millimeter connections. You do have to be careful because these do take the stereo connection, so the 2 rings you see here. Most cameras won't take the 3-ring plug. If you know anything about like that's TRS versus TRRS, you just want to make sure you don't see 3 rings. So 3 rings would be like if you have a connector for a microphone built into headphones. So it doesn't normally take those. Like the camera, for whatever reason, doesn't like them very much. This camera also has its own mic input, so you can actually just plug it in right here, and you're good to go. So that's really attaching it to cameras. Now, like I said, you can also use these with your computers by simply plugging in the receiver, just like I'm doing literally right now, through a USB cable. So this USB cable is connected to my computer right now. And as I'm recording, sure, it is recording on the microphone itself, but somewhere else it's also recording is on my computer using Adobe Audition. So this is great in like a classroom environment where you want to record conversations with students, and they each can have their own microphone if you're doing like pairs. And then you plug the receiver into the computer or the Chromebook, and now you're recording like super high quality audio. I did mention that they are recorders, like these particular ones. And one of the advantages to recording on the device and then using that audio, so that's essentially what I'm going to do with this podcast. So right now I am recording on our DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So there is an onboard microphone that I'm not using, obviously. I'm going to use this audio. And so what I will do in editing is I will take the video, and it has that sort of onboard audio, and I'll use that in Adobe Premiere to sync the sound files from this microphone in that 32-bit float. And the reason why they love 32-bit float, it's hard to say, particularly Rode, is they know that it is if you are, softer or even louder, you can adjust the volume easily in your editor and you don't degrade the quality of the audio. So, this is also great for educational settings, is that sometimes you'll get students that talk softly, sometimes they talk loudly, and then if you're doing projects and you have an editor, they're able to sort of edit the sound and the voices so that the volume sort of makes sense. And so you have that ability just by using these transmitters or receivers. All right, so other stuff as far as things that come out of the box is that you get the receiver, and with like the Pros and I think the Go 3s, you also get like a charging case. So you actually put all of your receivers and transmitters in this case, and then it plugs in to USB to recharge the case and also recharge the units. You can also use this to plug into your computer to access the Rode software that helps you adjust the settings. One of the things that does happen with these microphones is that they tend to come out of the box recording on separate channels, which is great when you have the ability to put the right and left channels kind of as mono, as we do in our studio here in Adobe Premiere. However, if you're using something like WeVideo or Adobe Express or Canva or something like that, you're going to want to unify the sound in the two channels. So basically when it's recording, it's only going to record in one channel. So this is left and right as the same, so that when you put it in those formats, it'll just be like a mono output. And so you don't get a situation which has happened where one microphone you hear in like the left ear and then one microphone you hear in like the right ear, and you don't really want that at all. So you can change some of the settings using the software, as well as setting when you want these things to record. So I set them here to record all the time, mostly because it's a good backup, just in case something weird happens when my students are out in the field, and they just need that backup recording if something else like kind of goes bad. So I did talk a lot about Rode products, mostly because that's what we use here in the studio. There are some alternatives here. DJI has their Mic 3, which is the equivalent of the Rode Pros or the Go 3s. So it does have a lot more features. It is about $260 or so. So it is that sort of upper level thing. But they also make the Mic Mini, and the Mic Mini is the equivalent of the Rode Micro, and that will run you about $85 or so. And even a company as SmallRig, so SmallRig makes a lot of equipment for like brackets and things that you could put cameras and stuff like that into, so you can make attachments. We have a SmallRig for phones, back when we thought phones were going to be a great way for students to record stuff. So we have a few phone cages that you could use to like attach microphones and lights and other sorts of stuff, like a cool vlogging kind of kit. Yes, and then of course, laws happen. But anyway, so SmallRig also has now a mic set that will run you about $90. They just announced it this year in 2026. So there are a lot of great affordable options for you, for educators, as a classroom teacher. So what are these great for? First of all, they are great for recording conversations with two students in high quality. So of course, anywhere that you're doing conversations, interviews, let's say English class, like discussions, world language practice, you don't have to use both microphones at the same time. But if you want to practice conversations with students, you don't have to have the terrible like onboard recording off the microphones on the kids' Chromebooks. Like that is hot garbage. So this definitely elevates it. And the fact that they are like small clippable microphones, you really forget that you're wearing one. Like it just, you walk away with it sometimes. Like I've had that happen a time or two. It's like, oh yeah, I got this. So this is great for students. Also, these things make really fun handheld microphones. Like you can use this as a handheld microphone, And because it's got like the clip here, because it clips to your clothes or anything else, I've seen all sorts of fun situations where you can clip these microphones to just about anything. So now, you know, this green pencil is now a microphone, right? You can do like a little handheld and, you know, have that going on. I've seen videos where people have clipped these kind of microphones to all sorts of like fun different things, and even like a Funko Pop I've seen in different videos. So it makes it like kind of like fun, and you can do sort of back-to-back interviews like that. You want to record, say, debates. You can have like two-sided debates. You can do sort of like podcasts. Like this can also be like a podcast kit where you just have the students wear these microphones, and now they're podcasting. You can do man on the street interviews, or person on the street interviews, I should say. You know, if you happen to record on, say, a Chromebook, or maybe after school hours, you might record on a phone or something like that. These would make a great solution for that. So as I said, like this is a really great step up to onboard microphones, to whatever you're getting out of your cameras right now. These are a great step up, and they're relatively affordable, and I think they do serve a lot of value when it comes to like educational stuff. So like I said, today we highlighted the Rode Micro, which is their small two-person microphone system. Also, we have the Rode Go's, and then the Rode Pros, like we're using here in the Lancer Media Studios. And then if you're looking for other sorts of things, you can look at DJI, and now even SmallRig, and look at a whole bunch of other companies. They do make this in that sort of form factor. And as I've been saying for a while, like the prices that I've been quoting, those are the quotes right now, as I'm looking at sort of the B2B, the business to business pricing, the educator pricing at B&H Photo. So, you know, that's something to look into if you're looking to buy any kind of AV gear, is that they tend to have discounted pricing, super easy to work with, and like I've been using them personally for almost 20 years as far as being an educator. My dad has been using them forever as a photographer, so we do have a lot of connections to that company. But look around. I mean, obviously there are other vendors out there, you know, Sweetwater and others, where you can get some good recording gear and elevate your game. I hope that you found sort of this tutorial useful, this guide useful to using these wireless microphones. And we will continue this series of tools of the Storyteller another time, or just continue with another episode of This Is Here about some other topic. We'll see what we tend to do. All right. Thank you all for listening, no matter where you are, of course, all around the globe, as I've been looking at some of the stats, which is cool that others are hearing my voice. So, you know, Lily, j'espère que tu m'entends et que tu vas bien. All right, so we will see everybody next time on This Is Here. Again, thanks for listening or watching, depending on how you're checking this out. And if you want to reach the show, you can do so at This Is Here Pod on pretty much any of the social platforms, what used to be Twitter, also Blue Sky, and even on Gmail, thisisherepod@gmail.com. If you want to reach out to me on my professional account, on Twitter, it is at Lancer_edtech. Definitely have to put some more stuff on there. And on Blue Sky, it is without the underscore, just Lancer EdTech. That's about it. So again, thank you all for being part of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, see ya.